So I don't even know where to begin except to just say, guys, thank you so much for helping us reach 200,000 subscribers. It's been a long road. We just recently passed our 10-year mark. We're gonna keep going, and I figured what better way to showcase this than to do the one mod I've been avoiding. Let's go ahead and take a look at the Half-Life Resurgence NPC pack. Alright, so first things first, we're going to be on a very Half-Life 1 inspired map. This is pretty much Construct in a Half-Life 1 style. Now there is still nodes and everything, so we should be good to go. We also have a custom Half-Life 1 HUD. I really went all out, wanted to really get the feel. The first NPC is going to be a flock, also known as the Boyd. In fact, it's going to be a few NPCs in here that are like this. This is part of the ambience of Zen. A beautiful, wonderful alien world where a lot of things don't make sense, and also where a lot of the aliens, or pretty much all of them, come from when the resonance cascade happens, and we can see they're just flying around. Beautiful. You can, of course, shoot them if you're good at aiming, which I'm definitely not, but they're pretty much just beautiful ambient creatures. You can kill them, but they will not fight back, so I mean, depends. If you're a heartless asshole, you totally could go through with it. And yeah, they're pretty much just like birds. So we're gonna let them just kind of float around, do their thing. And let's go right into the Apache. Yeah, definitely a bit of a jump. So the Apache is gonna be shooting out a bunch of machine gun fire, as well as lobbing some missiles here and there. Definitely a pretty potent looking vehicle. And if you think you're safe in here, think again. Now thankfully, the Half-Life Resurgence pack does come with a few weapons, including of course the Resistance RPG. And you can use this pretty much just like you do in Half-Life 2 or Half-Life 1. You just use rockets to destroy... Oh! Alright, so he's getting a little high up in the air. It's getting a little hard to aim, but I think we can still get him. As long as we avoid those missiles, we should be solid. Aha! And just like that, the Apache goes down. God damn, did I ever say just how awesome this NPC pack is, by the way? Next up, we have the Alien Controller. This is one that you fight alongside the Nihilinth, the final boss of the game, of course, and he is going to be something that you face throughout Zen, and even throughout Black Mesa. I remember just how much I hate these little freaks when you're waiting for the portal to open up. Ugh, it's so annoying. Anyway, we're using Alex's gun to really dish out some damage. I've always wanted to use this thing, and now we finally can. So just like that, the Alien Controller goes down. Not too tricky. Also, it's important to note, this is what makes this the best mod ever. You ready? Ragdolls. The Alien Grunt. Don't mind the weird metallic textures. It might bother some people, but for me, I'm totally fine with it. So of course, he has the Hornet gun, an absolutely annoying weapon. And if you're playing Black Mesa, god damn, this thing like two-shots you. But thankfully, we can pretty easily die to it, apparently. So I meant to say dodge. Anyway, now that we've got him right where we want him, we can simply kill him with the revolver. Oh man, this is just taking me back. These, by the way, guys, all these NPCs are faithfully recreated to the best of the creator's abilities. Captain Hazama, DrVrej, this one's for you. And of course, all the other amazing creators that help make this a reality. Seriously, you guys are all amazing. The Alien Slave, also known as the Vortigaunts. It's kind of crazy to think that, yeah, the Vortigaunts were never against us. They were kind of forced to fight us and invade Earth. But that's why they're obviously good in Half-Life 2. Anyway, they do crazy damage. Electric damage, and if you're not careful, they'll pretty much kill you in a few hits. The Alpha Bull Squid. I forgot to mention there's going to be Alpha and Beta or Cut NPCs faithfully recreated to the best of the creator's abilities. Honestly, that's what I'm really excited for, and I gotta tell you, I freaking love Bull Squids. They are my favorite NPCs ever. I absolutely just adore this creature. And you know what? I think I even like this one a little bit better than the base one. So standard Bull Squid stuff, they spit out some kind of biohazard material towards you, which does some decent damage. And then of course, if you get too close, those very sharp, jagged looking teeth, even though they're actually not teeth, they're just like tendrils, they will stab you and do lots of damage. Now thankfully, in Half-Life 1, they're not too strong, but I gotta say this Alpha one is cut from a different cloth. By the way, some of these do have gibs, absolutely fantastic. The Alpha Headcrab, this one kind of blew me away, okay? This is what the Headcrab was supposed to look like apparently in the original version, the Alpha at least. Look at this thing. It's so grotesque. It's not as adorable or lovable as the one that we got. And get this. Okay, I'm gonna stop this for a second. I'm not kidding you. It has a butthole. And this is the thickest head crab you'll ever see in your life. The Alpha Human Grunt. So this is going to be the standard HECU unit that you fight. Definitely pretty formidable. Wait, where's he going? Hey, get back here. Okay, he's headed for cover. So these NPCs are very intelligent. They will go to cover when they can. I guess he found his cover. Oh. You hear that? That's called long distance shooting sounds. And I don't know, something about it just really adds to the immersion. So let's go ahead and see if we can get him to throw a grenade. I know he does do it. I guess he just doesn't feel like doing it now. Anyway, just your standard classic military soldier in Half-Life 1. And it doesn't take too, oh my god. The Alpha Scientist. This is what really kind of took me by surprise. The scientists were supposed to look like this? Hold on, let's get another one. Okay. This is the one that really shook me. What the hell was Valve thinking this was fine? This guy looks mortified. Now, thankfully, they act just like regular scientists. You can have them follow you, do all that cool stuff. Pretty neat. And, of course, they die just like scientists. Next up, we have the Alpha Security Guard. God damn, Barney's seen some shit. I almost feel bad for him, but you know what? At least it's not the one we originally got. By the way, is he supposed to be that much taller than the scientists, or are the scientists just small? Alright, well, Barney's constipated. We're gonna let him do his thing. Let's go ahead and shoot this last scientist. The death animations are everything. Absolutely A+ work. The Alpha Zombie. This is the fun one. Look how low-res those textures are, man. But I can't even really put my finger on it. Something about this just seems so grotesque. You can see Barney's really trying his best, or I guess it's technically just the security guard. I mean, who knows which one's actually Barney? Well, of course, if you've played Blue Shift, you would know. Anyway, he's not too much of a problem. Still, good job, Barney. And now to see the next NPC, we have to go into the depths. And this one is, well, another cut NPC. It's the Archer. It's kind of like a little mini shark guy. He spits this projectile at you from far away, and it does biohazard damage. Definitely don't want to get that on your suit. Anyway, thankfully, it's pretty easy to take him out. Just remember that you do have to use a crossbow to shoot underwater. And now, of course, everyone's favorite trap. You run into it all the time. Uh-oh. It's the barnacle. Ow. Thankfully, a few whacks will do good. Alright, hold up. I got a plan. Yep, I'm going to hell. And next up, we have the Black Mesa Ceiling Turret. This thing, I freaking hate this thing. Usually there's a switch or something you have to activate to deactivate these. But today we're gonna have to blast it to high heavens. I definitely recommend for this case to use grenades. Let's go ahead and yeet. That should do it. No, that did not do it. One more, maybe. Oh, there it is. Haha. And then, of course, to go with it, we have a little mini turret. Look at that. It's cute. Still hurts, though. Maybe an RPG will be better, actually. Yes. Although we gotta stay consistent, I have to stick to Half-Life 1 weapons. And if that's not your style, you can obviously use the ground turret. Definitely a bit more easy to hit. Oh, but also hurts like hell. And then, of course, to finish it off, we have the mini turrets, which is pretty easy to take out. Thanks, Barney. I think he shot. Time for a Black Ops Apache helicopter. Yes, another freaking helicopter. And this one does not mess around. This is also known as the Assassin Apache. Absolutely ridiculous. Let's go ahead and see if we can take it out. I think distance is going to be our friend, although not if we keep missing. Let me see if I remember how to work this thing. Oh! Alright, so it's safe to say that the Half-Life 2 rocket launcher is a lot easier to aim. But we can see it's finally smoking, and after enough blood, sweat, and well, more blood, we finally take it down. Man, these helicopter fights are always epic, and I'm glad that the epicness has been retained in this mod. Now we go on to one of my favorite NPCs in this whole pack, the freaking female assassin. I hated this thing in Half-Life, but you gotta see some of the moves this chick can do. So she'll obviously go run and hide, jump, all that cool stuff, but let's spawn her in a more favorable area. You can see she'll jump in the air, go invisible, and then shoot you. So All we gotta do is get her to really get in position, and look at that. That is so sick, and then she'll jump back down. Oh, it's so awesome. If you have some nice nodes on a good map, definitely take advantage of this NPC. She will give you a good fight. Yeah, she's just hopping all over the place. I can't even get up there. She also does really good damage, but thankfully she's not super tanky herself. Hey, eventually you'll take her out, but 1 health. 1 health. All right, good match, good match. And then I fell to my death, god damn it. But maybe you're a misogynist and you only want to fight men. No worries, because we also have a male assassin. And he doesn't do all the crazy flips that the female one does, but he does do some crazy rolls. Eventually, if you do damage him, he will go to find cover, as you can see. And then he'll also, he'll also toss a grenade every now and then when he's got an opening. I just love how, like, dynamic these NPCs are, though. Like, you'll notice he's just kind of running around. He'll do some cool rolls. He gives you a good match no matter what. Although, I gotta say, I don't think you're winning this one, buddy. And next up, we have the Black Ops Robot Assassin. So, fun fact, the standard robot completely replaced all the HECU units in the German version of the game. Because the Germans didn't want anything resembling humans attacking or invading something for obvious reasons. So it's kind of interesting to think that you fight robots and aliens for the most part in the German version of Half-Life. But here we have this guy, which I believe in every other version was a cut enemy, which is kind of sad. Now this is of course again the Black Ops version. Apparently he can lob grenades out of his SMG. So this guy is pretty heavily armored, so you're gonna need some real firepower. An SMG will do good, but other than that, he pretty much acts like the standard other Marines. You also can't pick up his gun, which kind of makes me sad. The Black Ops Osprey, definitely a very formidable vehicle. We can see it drops down, yes, those lovely assassins we just took out. And not only that, but the Osprey itself will also shoot at you. So if you want a real challenge, this is the NPC to spawn. Seriously guys, be very cautious. These NPCs are really tough. In fact, with all them shooting at you at once, you'll probably die immediately. But thankfully, we can get the sneak on them, which is kind of funny considering they're Black Ops. You know, you'd think they'd be the sneaky types, but I guess it doesn't matter when they can just kill you anyway. So the good news about the Osprey is that it does not seem to move all that much. Although, like I said, it will be shooting at you the entire time. So the Osprey isn't really meant to actually, like, do crazy firepower. I think it's just primarily to drop down units. And it definitely did do that, but there are people up there shooting at us. It's gonna take a lot of rockets to take this thing out. So what do you guys say we go ahead and take out these Black Ops units first? So you could shoot them. Oh, they both shot grenades. Oh, scheisse. Grenades galore. But I gotta be honest, I think I prefer shooting rockets. Oh. Let's go ahead and use one of the Half-Life Resurgence weapons. Because like I said, there are quite a few weapons in this pack. This one is the bow. Absolute freaking amazing weapon. It sets enemies on fire. And if that doesn't kill them, then you can also just completely gib them. You can also shoot the Osprey with this, and it will do damage, although not a crazy amount. So we're on the final stretch. The Osprey is smoking. Can we finish the job? 6 health, are you kidding me? Alright, finally. And there we have it. So what an epic fight that was. We might have died like, oh, I don't know, like maybe like 1 or 2 times. Totally not like 6 or 7. The Boyd. This is going to go with the A-Flock, or the A-Flock. And again, just adds to the ambience of the Zen world. We also have the Bull Squid. Standard Bull Squid stuff. Love the Bull Squid, like I said, my favorite creature in the game. He's gonna spit stuff at you, and if you get too close to him, then he's gonna smack you. Now, thankfully, this one is a lot easier to kill than the Alpha one. And next up, we have the Chum Toad. I love the Chum Toad. It was cut from Half-Life, but thankfully was brought back in the expansion, so just glad that they did not forget about this little guy. I don't know how this guy is not a total mood. Seriously, this dude needs to be known. The Chum Toad is love. The Chum Toad is life. The Clean Suit Scientists. Whoa, man, chill. Okay, so he's gonna go do his thing. If you kill those Chum Toads, I will stick this right up your... I don't know where he's going. Oh, follow the Chum Toads. They're leading us. What the hell? I don't know what this guy's on about. Aw, I love this little guy. What? Dude, they're just toads. The Cockroach, a classic Black Mesa standard. You can see it's very triangular, I guess you could say. The Doritos NPC, if you will. And you can just stomp on them by walking over them. Pretty satisfying. And next up we have the Sphere, another cut NPC. So this one again did not make it, but I do believe it was supposed to be in Zen. I can kind of see why it would be annoying to fight, it just kind of keeps zapping you, but it's also pretty weak, so it's not too hard to take out. And we've already seen Mr. Richard Keller here, or Dr. Richard Keller, my bad. Dr. Rosenberg. Alright, well, you go do that. The Flocking Floater. This one was also cut, which is just, again, unfortunate. I would have loved to see so much more Zen creatures just kind of flourish. But of course that did not make Zen any less awesome. However, this thing just kind of floats around, and it doesn't really do a whole lot. It's mainly, again, just for the ambience. And we can go ahead and zap this thing with Alex's gun. It does shoot, oh wait, it shoots projectiles at us. Yes, if you piss it off, so it's neutral, but it's not afraid to fight back. And then, of course, we have G-Man.
Gordon Freeman in the flesh.
So yeah, G-Man's doing G-Man things, walks around with 999999 health. Good stuff. You can't kill him. It's like hitting steel. We're just gonna let him do his thing. The Gargantua! Oh my god, I hated fighting this thing, but man, is it such an epic fight in Half-Life. He did not just kill our Chum Toad. Alright, it's over for you, man. So, thankfully, we do not have to zap him, just like we do in Half-Life 1. We can use standard weapons to kill this guy. Using this bow in particular, it's gonna take a little while. So we got RPGs! Yes! Why not make our own explosive? So eventually, this guy will die, but damn, the Gargantua is such an epic fight. If you guys haven't fought him in Half-Life 1 yet, what are you doing? Don't worry, little Chum Toad, you'll be protected. And then, of course, we have the Gargantua Baby, which I believe was first introduced in Sven Co-op, which is a Half-Life 1 mod, a multiplayer mod that is amazing. You should definitely check it out. Anyway, he just kind of runs around, very, very weak compared to his daddy-o. He shoots out flamethrowers. He has 2 flamethrowers on his hands, just like his father. And thankfully, using rockets, it does not take a lot. Whoa. Whoa, what the hell? And the Gene Worm, the final boss in Half-Life Opposing Force. Also the master of the Alien X species. Definitely creepy. Reminds me a lot of the tentacle creature in the blast pit. You guys know what I'm talking. God damn it. So he has a portal that we have to close. This isn't even his full body, just him sticking out. We can use explosives, which is what I would oh. No, explosives do not work. So normally in order to kill this thing, you have to use the mounted laser guns to shoot it, which we unfortunately don't seem to have here. Oh, wait. I think I blinded it. Aha! And there we go. So we're finally damaging it, although we only did about like 1/10 of its health. So I don't think you guys need to see the whole fight. This thing is definitely epic. He also summons other Gene X aliens, so pretty freaking amazing. Absolutely check this out if you want to relive the epic moments of Opposing Force. This is the ultimate boss to fight. But this is going to be an hour-long video probably, so the show must go on. Might as well look at the Shock Trooper. Hey, what's up, buddy? So he has a really cool weapon, a weapon that you get in Opposing Force. Thankfully, he's not too hard to take out. He looks very Vortigaunt-like. And after you finally take him out, he drops his weapon, which you can then pick up, although I think it's gonna pick you up first. That's right, his weapon becomes an NPC, the Shock Roach. Absolutely awesome. You can't pick it up, unfortunately, but I'm sure there's an Opposing Force weapon pack out there somewhere. What the hell was that? Okay, I think this guy is suffering from some form of mental illness. The Gonarch. One of the awesome epic fights in Half-Life 1 when you get into Zen. Obviously resembling gonads, if you couldn't tell. Shooting a very strange biological white substance. I'm not going to go any further than that. The Gonarch is pretty self-explanatory. He'll shoot projectiles at you. He can spawn baby headcrabs, which I guess we can talk about the baby headcrabs now. Pretty cool little guys. I absolutely adore the baby headcrabs. In fact, I wish they were in Half-Life 2. In fact, I wish more Zen creatures were in Half-Life 2. But you just pretty much shoot the Gonarch until it eventually dies, if it doesn't completely ram into you and kill you, or slap you with its sack. I think the hardest thing is once you kill the Gonarch, obviously taking care of the little headcrabs, because these little shits are hard to get rid of. Next up, we have the Gonom. The Gonom is the mature, advanced version of the zombie. First shown in opposing force, this is what the Half-Life zombie turns into when you let it mature. We can see its chest kind of becomes like a mouth now. In fact, it is pretty much a mouth, and it's used as an attack. It can also pull some kind of red goop from its chest to throw at you. I can only imagine what that could be. Now, he is pretty quick, but thankfully he is not super difficult. I love that little spin though. At least he's got some flair. The Headcrab, your standard run-of-the-mill Headcrab, but even more improved. The Baby Headcrab, which we already took a look at. Next up, we have the Hecu Sentry Gun. Now, I'm sure a lot of you guys have faced this thing in your adventures of Half-Life. I absolutely hate this thing, if it's not obvious. Anything that's a turret, I don't like, because goddamn do these things hurt. But it's especially recommended, just like with any other turret, that you obviously use a grenade. Works like a charm. And of course, we also got the turret from Half-Life Decay. Honestly, you guys aren't gonna believe this. I played Half-Life Decay before I even played Half-Life. Back when I had it on PS2, me and my brother would always play that because it was co-op. Half-Life co-op. Who wouldn't freaking love that? The Houndeye, the classic Houndeye from Half-Life 1, a very beloved creature. Has some really cool mechanics with it that Valve developed for the game, where they work better in group. And there's other cool things they can do depending on how many are near them. They also can like run and hide and all this cool stuff. It's pretty awesome. Definitely check it out. There's a video about it on YouTube, and it honestly kind of blew my mind. So much little details with this little guy. The Human Grunt, your standard HECU unit. Definitely a little asshole, that's for sure. And then we have the OP4 or the OPPF version. This guy looks like, well, a loser. Yeah, a scientist takes on an entire military and wins. Makes sense. The Grunt Engineer. This guy's pretty cool. He can put down his own turret, which definitely sucks for us, but also kind of sucks. Wait, is that a grenade? Ow! I was gonna say, but also sucks for him because we have grenades, but apparently he also has grenades. Although my grenade's better. Can I just say how much I love how big the grenades are in this game? It's so laughable. But damn, do they work. And maybe the grunts take too much damage. Oh, what the hell? Why'd he explode? What? We also have the medic. Although I don't think you're gonna heal this guy. Hey, where you going?
You better not kill my toads.
And we have the Human Sergeant. This guy is Rambo on crack. So we can see he's got a big gun, and he's not... What the hell? Why does he sound like a robot? Anyway, I will say he has one weakness. If you can get close enough, you can wrap around him and stay behind him, and there's nothing he can do. So if you want to go up and just smack him with a crowbar all day, you have that option. Although I think I prefer to use the glue-on gun. And next up we have the Ichthyosaur. This is a creature you fight to get the crossbow. And damn, was this one of the scariest, oh my god, I shit myself moments in the entire game. Absolutely. Unfortunately, it was kind of cut from Half-Life 2. You see it in like a little bit of a cutscene, but that's about it. Now, obviously you want to use the crossbow for this, but you can just also use the glue-on gun if you get it close enough to the surface. Ivan the Space Biker, also known as Gordon Freeman? The original Gordon Freeman, well not really, but this was the original protagonist that would be used in the early versions of Half-Life. I gotta say, they probably should have stuck with Ivan the Space Biker. That is a way better name than Gordon Freeman. But Ivan's gonna be helping us out today, ain't that right, Ivan? The Kingpin, a very grotesque, creepy, and nightmare fuel-inducing creature that was cut from Half-Life. All the best creatures are cut from Half-Life. Oh my god, Ivan, did you really just die? Well, the Kingpin is not to be messed around with, but yes, one of the creepiest looking creatures in Half-Life, period. It's really sad that this thing got cut, but he shoots out a psionic wave that does decent damage. He also has some good psionic protection, aka he's tanky as balls. The original designs for this thing honestly were pretty amazing. It would walk on legs kind of like a spider in a way, but then they turned into like a slug tail instead. Now he has a ton of health like I said, but the glue-on gun does make short work of him. The Leech, a staple in Half-Life waters. Don't know why, but they're here. They go up to you and they bite you to death. Ow. The M1A1 Abrams. We have to fight a freaking tank? Thankfully, they give you quite a few things to use, like rockets, which I'm definitely going to use to try to kill this thing. Now, thankfully, the shells that it shoots are pretty slow, Obviously not realistic at all. If this was a real fight, I would get completely destroyed. But this is a good time to showcase some of the other NPCs in the other pack. Because yes, there are two different sides to this pack. First, we're going to take care of this guy, though. So if we go on over to Half-Life Resurgence source, we have a few other NPCs, like Barney, the Citizen, Civil Protection. And these are all very much improved NPCs over their originals. Absolutely amazing. Barney, you kick ass. Yes, Barney can actually aim. Wait, are they shooting the leeches in the water? Okay, when I said improved, I didn't think it was that improved. But we are going to glance over more of these in the future. I just wanted to quickly showcase some of these. Like, we have the Silver Protection Elite. And I gotta say, I don't know why we did not get some of these designs. Like, this red outfit is freaking killer. But we have another tank. We have the M2a3 Bradley. Now, this thing looks more anti-personnel. It does also summon Marines, which is always nice to have. In fact, you're pretty much gonna die instantly if you fight this thing. My god, this thing is strong. But like I said, we have Resistance. We have Alex, Barney. We also have citizens, and we have refugees, and rebels, and rebel engineers, which can put down turrets. Yes, we have our own— oh, they're all dying. Oh my god. Yes, we have our own turrets with the Resistance Sentry Gun. But you know what we also have? Our own freaking tank. That's right, we can bring the fire back to them. And man, that thing is very effective. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and spawn a few of them, because that thing is kind of screwing us. Oh, wait, did we win? Oh! Awesome job to the rebels. So like I said— oh, Jesus, that was close. We almost lost everything, but could you imagine having this in Half-Life 2? If we had our own tanks? That would have been sick as hell. But anyway, we can make our own little scenarios here. This guy has the bow that we were showcasing, so they're all going to freak out over the leech. We're going to move on while they do that. Mr. Friendly. One of the creepiest— actually, no, scratch that. The creepiest enemy in Half-Life history. This guy not only looks creepy, but he would couple with Gordon and insert things against his will. I'm not kidding. This thing would literally— I'm not even gonna say the word, but you know what he does. He's not friendly at all, despite his name. Once he gets up to you, though, he does— well, that— oh god, this thing just needs to die. Oh my god, he's pissed. Oh, that is so disturbing. Okay, so he gets faster when you piss him off. Let's just pretend we never showcased this. The Nihilanth, the final boss in Half-Life 1. I know it's weird doing it now, but to damage this guy, go ahead and pop all these crystals. But he summons aliens left and right, so don't think you're gonna just fight him alone, while also shooting a bunch of projectiles at you. Once you destroy all the crystals, go ahead and shoot at his head, and he'll finally start taking damage. The crystals spawn everywhere, so good luck finding it. I think I'm actually missing a crystal, but you guys get the gist of it. You know how to fight the Nihilanth. An epic, epic fight. So I don't have enough time to fight him for the entirety today, but once you do open his head, you can start shooting him, and then eventually the fight ends. By the way, the low gravity thing, freaking awesome. Otis Lurie. Hey, what's up, Otis? The Panther Eye, a cut NPC, which I think, again, is really unfortunate. Looks freaking awesome. Comes in two colors. We have red and blue. There it is. There's blue. It would jump on you, pounce on you, and bite you to death. Definitely something I wish we would have seen in the actual game, but still nonetheless an amazing looking NPC. And the penguin. I'm not kidding. It's a penguin with a freaking grenade. You could only get this thing in the Half-Life multiplayer portion of the game, but you know what's more disturbing than a penguin with a grenade on it? A living snowman. This is the snowman, and it says, beware of penguins. You might think, oh, well, that's kind of foreboding. Go ahead and get up to it. Oh. What happens when you kill it? It explodes into penguins with grenades on them. How? Honestly, someone must have been high when they made that NPC. The Pit Drone, a Gene X alien from opposing force, one of the first you find. Pretty basic little guy, not a whole lot to him. He'll smack you, throw some projectiles. The Pit Worm. Once again, another opposing force Gene X alien. Shoots freaking laser beams out of his eyes. I don't know how you can top that. Let's see how he likes a bow to the face. Hey, over here. So the bow's not as effective as I thought it would be. I think you do have to hit him straight in the eye to do the most. Alright, let's see if we can use a sniper instead. So, I recommend dodging his eye blast because it does a lot of damage. Okay, here we go. Yeah. By the way, I don't know if I mentioned it before, but this is the Combine Sniper. So yeah, the Pitworm is definitely something that's tough to fight. Killing it without dying is pretty damn difficult. That laser beam is really hard to dodge, although you can kind of bait it out like that. Don't get greedy. And there we have it. I can only imagine just how difficult this thing is to fight in the actual game. I myself have not beaten Opposing Force. I think I'm like halfway through it, but I have beaten Blue Shift. Alright, so I know I've been calling it Gene X, it's Race X. I don't know why I keep calling it Gene X for some reason. But yeah, this portal will spawn a random Race X creature. Oh, it's a Vortigaunts baby. Look at that. And then we have a portal for Zen, which will spawn a random Zen creature. The Probe Droid. So this guy, I believe, was used to test out the skeletal animation in Gold Source. Not actually meant to be in the game, but still a very interesting part of Half-Life's history. Now, what does it do when you shoot it? Well, nothing. Like I said, it's mainly meant for testing purposes. Still kind of cool. The Protozoan. This guy is just a ambient creature in Zen. Doesn't really do much, just kind of floats around. The Rat. They even included a rat. He runs off and does little rat things. The Robot Grunt. Okay, so this is the one that I believe replaced all of the soldiers in the German version of Half-Life. The one we fought before, like I said, was like the assassin version. I think I like the assassin version just a little bit better, but still pretty damn crazy that they did that just to remove any controversy. This guy kind of acts like your standard Marine, obviously, because, I mean, for all intents and purposes, he kind of is. The Scientist.
They're waiting for you, Gordon, in the test chamber.
Oh, really now? The Security Guard. And then, of course, we have the Shock Roach, which we already took a look at. The Snark. I love Snarks. They're right up there with those Chum Toads. One of the best creatures ever invented for Half-Life. The Snark Nest. It's a living nest that when you pop open, pops out Snarks. The Tentacle. Obviously in Blast Pit. Literally gave me nightmares as a kid, I'm not gonna lie. I'm sure we all agree this is one of the most nightmare-inducing creatures. You throw grenades to distract it, and then eventually you run and gun it, just to find a boarded up window that you then have to smack with your crowbar before realizing you're already in 1,000 different pieces. Yes, that is the typical way that you fight the Tentacle in Blast Pit. It's pretty much impervious to all damage. Oh, never mind. Okay. But yeah, he pretty much just smacks you. It's not really meant to be fought all that much. You mainly avoid it until you finally activate the rocket, and oh, watching that thing burn is so satisfying. Tor, the leader of Race X, apparently, or just the leader of Zen in general, was first showcased in Sven Co-op. It's unofficial, it's not technically canon, but you know what? I love the design. He looks like the absolute badass of all badass Vortigaunt leaders. Summons a bunch of Zen creatures, like right now he's spawning the alien grunts. We're getting our asses completely handed to us. Tor definitely does not mess around. And then we have the V22 Osprey. And I think we know what the Osprey does at this point. This one just shoots out standard Marines. Once again, we have the Assassin or the Black Ops version of this. I'm not even going to showcase this because we pretty much know what it does. We've already seen it. I won't waste your guys' time. The Voltigor, one of my favorite creatures from the Half-Life expansion. You can see he shoots out a crazy electric wave. Ooh, ow. This guy's definitely pretty tough, but obviously if you have the glue-on gun, you can make it a much easier fight. And then we have the Zen Ceiling Turret. Oh my god, I hate this thing. I wonder if this replaced the control sphere, because it also zaps you just like it does, although it's obviously on the ceiling and it can't move. The Zen Crystal, the crystal used with the Nihilinth fight. This is one of my favorites, you ready? Zen Hair. That's right, they added the little tendril parts of Zen to really give any map that Zen feel. The Zen Plant Light. Oh, I love these things. They go into their stalk when you get too close and then come back out. The Zen Sentry Cannon. What? Ow! Okay, I don't expect a cannon to follow me, but hey, And then we have these Zen spores from large to small. And hey, a Zen tree. Now these little f***ers I hate, because you get too close to them, they freaking slap you. And then we have all 3 different types of zombies. All the way from soldier to scientist. And that was Half-Life Resurgence. Finally, we're done. I finally did it. But that's not all. We do have a few NPCs that I did kind of glance over, like the Overwatch sniper. Finally, we can see what he might have looked like out of that stupid little den. And then we have your standard Overwatch soldiers. Now here's the cool thing, guys. You can replace all the NPCs in the Half-Life 1 campaign and the Half-Life 2 campaign with these new and improved ones. Simply by going over to the VJ base settings right here and going down here, you can then enable the auto replacement script, and this will replace, like I said, the NPCs in the campaigns with the better, more improved versions in this pack here. I gotta say, the creators went above and beyond for this pack. I cannot think of a better Half-Life NPC pack than this one. And there we finally have it. That was all of the Half-Life Resurgence pack. Definitely check it out down below, guys. Like I said, the best Half-Life NPC pack you could ever want, with some extra added features to really complete the deal. Some cool weapons, some features like replacing all the NPCs, and obviously we gotta talk about it. Thank you guys again so much for helping me reach 200,000 subs. Maybe one day we'll get to 1 million. I'm never gonna stop giving up. So let's keep going to see if we can get there. As always, leave a like, subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time, farewell.